Jewish carpenter. He was a Jewish carpenter, you know. I like to think I was a better carpenter than Jesus was, though, you know. I feel like he was kind of a yapper. You know what I mean? Like the guy on the job site who doesn't shut up, like, well, my dad would have did it better, you know. It's like, yeah, your dad's omniscient, Jesus. I get it. All right, that was stupid. But yeah, no, I am a carpenter. I am Jewish. I have a lot of jobs: comedian, actor, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, I tried to date a Orthodox Jewish girl once. You know, I don't know if you guys know anything about the hierarchy of the Jews, right? But Orthodox is pretty high up there. It's like one step below the Hasids in Lakewood, New Jersey. I don't know if you've ever driven through there on a Saturday. But they're out there, man, in force. They don't like buttons. Or is that the Amish? I can never remember. Yeah, but I tried to date this girl, you know, and you know, like I'm a what's called a secular Jew, which most people think about as like an oxymoron. It means like my mom wasn't Jewish. So to the real Jews, I'm not a Jew at all. But you know, in my family, I grew up Jewish, so you know, I say I'm Jewish. But this girl, she believes like it's got to be your mom. You know what I mean? So the whole week she's asking all these questions like, oh, you know, is your mom Jewish? What happened? I said, oh yeah, my mom's Jewish. I'm totally just lying through my teeth, you know. I'm like, yeah, she got Jewish baptized, you know. Started out Catholic, then she got that Jewish baptism, and she's all good now. You know, she's like, what kind of fish is in gefilte fish? I'm like, I don't know, bitch, whitefish. You know, but yeah, man. But at the end of the week, right? I think I'm dropping some Jewish lore on her. I'm gonna tell her, I'm like, listen, I'm actually a Sephardic Jew, which means my Jewish family's from Greece, which is why I look so Italian, you know? And she hits me with, you know, the Sephardic Jews kind of have a shady reputation with money and business. I'm like, bitch, are you telling me I'm too Jewy for you? What are we talking about here? That is ridiculous, dude. Yeah, man, no, but my grandpa's Jewish, believe it or not. He used to get pissed off when we were kids, and he would tell us every time he got pissed off, he'd be like, I'm deducting a quarter from the will. You know what I mean? And I always used to think, man, like, Grandpa's not accounting for inflation at all. Quarter pop, I can call this motherfucker anything I want, you know? But yeah, man, he used to get pissed at us a lot because my grandmother, before I was born, actually divorced him and remarried an Italian mobster. Which is probably why I look the way I look, right? Like I'm a half Jew, half Italian mobster, but this was my upbringing, right? And one time my Italian mobster grandpa taught us this song with the intention of pissing off my Jewish grandfather, right? You guys want to hear the Italian mobster grandpa song? Yeah. Okay, all right, I'll sing it for you. But just bear in mind, right? I learned this song when I was about 6 years old, and I did not comprehend the meaning of it until I was like 27. Okay, here it goes. Once I had a candy store, business was so bad. Asked my wife what to do, this is what she said. Take a can of kerosene, spill it by the door. Take a match, make a scratch, poof, no more candy store. Yeah! You guys know. You guys know the one. That little ditty we all learned as kids about arson and insurance fraud. Yeah, man. That's crazy, dude. He taught me that. I was 6 years old. I remember that like a bell. I was talking to a friend and we were going over like childhood memories, you know, and I brought that up and he was like, what the fuck was that? That was some crazy shit, man. But yeah, man, I mentioned I'm an actor. I've been an actor for a long time. I used to work at Disney World. That was one of the cooler gigs I got to do. Played Aladdin. It felt vaguely racist, I know. Yeah. Imagine you're a little kid, you're excited to meet Aladdin for the very first time, and you just get me and like a ton of bronze. You know? Where's Abu? I don't fucking know, you know? Every kid that hugs you leaves a little bit of Aladdin on his cheek. You know? It's fucked up, man.
Where was Jasmine?
Yeah, right. Jasmine was hanging out with Colin, I think. Which is crazy because he's married. No, true story. Like the Jasmines, they were the most sexually harassed character at the parks, without a doubt. But yeah, I also got to play Gaston. Gaston was really fun because Gaston's like a dick, you know. So you just get to be an asshole to people all day with no repercussions at all, you know. Just say stuff Gaston says like, "Hey, bitch." whatever Gaston says. No, but every so often, famous people would come into the park and they'd want to do a greeting with the character. And one time, Serena Williams came in, and I was like, holy shit, it's legendary tennis player Serena Williams, you know what I mean? But I couldn't say that because I was Gaston. So I had to just be like, oh, you're a hardy broad. Looks like you can put down a lot of eggs. I didn't know what to say to Serena Williams. She punched me right in the face. Yeah, that was the first time Gaston ever lost that push-up contest, you know what I mean? Yeah, that was a tough night, man. But yeah, man, I've been an actor a long time. I've done a lot of musical theater. I did a show called Hair once. You guys hear a show called Hair? Yeah. Alright, so some of you know, some of you don't. You don't know what Hair is, right? It's like 1968, summer of love, protests in Vietnam, hippies smoking LSD and all that shit, right? And every day during the performances, we'd find out there was a group of people there who thought they bought tickets to see Hairspray. Hairspray is a charming musical about a fat little girl from Baltimore who just wants to sing. And infamously, Hair has this scene in the middle of the show where the whole cast appears naked for about 6 seconds, right? And every day we'd come back out after that scene and all the Hairspray people left. And there was just a big hole somewhere in the crowd, you know? I don't know what was crazier about that show, if it was that or if it was the meeting at the beginning of the show where the director had to tell us individually to not shave our bush. Yeah, we called it the Bush meeting, you know, 9/11. Sorry. Yeah, man, but I actually got to do the Disney job over in Tokyo for 2 years. And that was really cool. Biggest difference was they called me Aladdin. That one was free, guys. Put it in your pocket, take it home, tell it to a friend. Yeah, no, they really did though. Yeah, but you know, it's interesting over there because like they're pretty racist. But they have no one else to be racist to except for Chinese people. So that's it. It begins and ends there. They love black people, not so fond of the Chinese, right? And I learned this one day at work because we would go out for sets as the character, and every so often they'd be like, oh, sorry, your set's canceled, there's too many Chinese in the park. I'm like, what? You can say that? That's just some crazy shit, you know what I mean? Like, and Trump had just gotten elected, right? So I was like, I don't know if you've heard our president talk, but according to him, you're all Chinese. I don't know what to say about that. No, thank you guys for sticking with me on that one. I know it divides the room sometimes. Yeah. But man, big crowd tonight. What do you got? Well, the escape rooms in the city were closed? This looks like an escape room crowd, if I'm being honest. You guys know you could fucking rip an escape room. Yeah, man. I love escape rooms. I got banned from like all the escape rooms in the state, you know, for being too good at it. But I'm a contractor, like I mentioned, right? You put me in a room made of drywall, tell me to escape, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I don't give a shit about puzzles. Oh man, but it's been a wild ride. I had a weird childhood growing up. I think that's why I got into the arts, got into comedy, got into acting. My dad passed when I was really young, so I grew up with a single mom for a while, right? And there's a lot of stuff like in the media about fatherless kids, you know, they disproportionately end up in drugs and violence and stuff like that. But there's another scenario where you just watch a lot of Lifetime movies. You know what I mean? Like, you know every word to Faith Hill's greatest hits. You can't throw a football, but you've seen every episode of Touched by an Angel. That was my childhood in a nutshell. Yeah, it got so bad my mom had to hire me a running coach at one point, you know? And if you're not laughing, you're probably thinking, you know, track athlete, trying to shave a couple seconds off his best time. No, this was a guy to teach me how to run, period. Okay? This is what's happening when you fathers are not there for your kids, okay? Just bear this in mind, guys. You gotta get some David Goggins motherfucker going, hip pocket to eye socket! Like, Mom, I just want to dance. Yeah, but then a year after my dad passed, my aunt also passed away. And they were brother and sister, right? And they both left behind a widow with kids. And then years later, my mom and my uncle ended up falling in love and getting married. Yeah, that's a tough sentence on the ear, right? It might be a tricky thing for a kid to explain, okay? Just understand, right? We're not from West Virginia. They weren't related, okay? It was like the Brady Bunch, but a little bit Game of Thrones. You know what I'm talking about? Right? And like, it's weird. Like, I had a lot of friends growing up with 2 dads. It's weird to have 2 dads. It's not as weird as having an uncle dad. That's a tough one. My friends would come over and be like, what's your dad's name? Uncle Mark. That's his name in my house, baby. Uncle's first name? I don't know. Yeah, man. It would always come up because my biological brother and my cousin's sister were the same age, right? So people would be like, oh, are they twins? Well, buckle up, buddy. Have I got a big story for you? Yeah, they're twins. Yeah, man. But we'd really get into it with that. Yeah, dude. But I'm an uncle now. I'm a regular uncle, not an uncle dad, just a normal uncle. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, I worked hard for this. Yeah, but I watch a lot of cartoons with my niece. She's big into like Bluey and Paw Patrol, you know, some really wholesome stuff. Any Bluey fans here tonight? Yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about. Makes me reflect on the cartoons I used to watch growing up. Yeah, not the same at all. Are you familiar with a little program called Cat Dog? Yeah, what the fuck is up with that? Okay. Yeah, if you don't know what Cat Dog is, right? Here's the premise of this children's cartoon. Cat and a dog are born conjoined by the stomach, and then anything the dog eats, the cat just immediately shits out of its mouth. That was the whole show, man. You know what I mean? There was also this other show that was on when I was a kid. It was like this alien came down, was trying to steal organs from little kids in order to become a human. You guys remember that one? Keeping Up with the Kardashians? You guys ever watch that one? No. It was Invader Zim. Yeah, this guy. The one fucked up guy. He's like, yeah, I used to watch that shit. I bet you like metal music, right? Yeah, mosh pits. Country? Alright. That's even worse. Alright. Yeah, man, but it makes me think, like, how did we get from, like, Looney Tunes, you know, to Invader Zim, and now we're at Bluey? What the fuck happened? They just want us to be fucked up? I don't really understand, you know? Like, you ever watch Looney Tunes? That's a sexy cartoon. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you ever noticed, but those animals have really long eyelashes. Yeah. I'm watching Sylvester and Tweety Bird, and I'm like, damn, why am I kind of fucking hard right now? Tweety Bird's just a yellow circle with eyes, and I'm pretty sure he's a dude. I don't know what to think, man. You know? A lot of sexy shows out there. Pepe Le Pew, right? Man, he was really trying to fuck that cat. Yeah, man. Little side note, when we were little kids, we had a 3-foot tall Cat in the Hat stuffed animal. When my brother first discovered masturbating, he used to fuck the shit out of it. He would Pepe Le Pew the fuck out of it. And it was always so crazy to me because Cat in the Hat is not even close to the hottest cartoon cat. There are way hotter cartoon cats, you know? I mean, if you're into that kind of thing. Yeah, man. But yeah, Looney Tunes is a crazy show. You guys remember Lola Bunny? Yeah, Space Jam? Yeah, alright, I'm 32, I'd still fuck Lola Bunny. Damn, man, she was hot as shit. I don't know if you see Space Jam 2, they totally changed her look. They made her, they lost her curves and everything, you know? She looks like Caitlin Clark now. Seen that? She's still good at basketball, you know? Speaking of Caitlin Clark, did you guys see that thing last year where they were throwing dildos onto the court at the WNBA games? What was that protesting, right? Whose idea was that? That was, you know what I mean? My favorite part about it was the WNBA had to invest in anti-dildo infrastructure. So they built a wall around the court like it was the NHL, you know? And I'm like, this is a misappropriation of funds. Like, you can't pay the players, but you can pay for the dildo wall? What is this shit? It's ridiculous, man. I saw this news story where this guy threw his dildo and missed and hit a little kid in the back of the head. He got charged with sexual assault. That's a tough Saturday at the WNBA game, you know what I mean? Like, imagine that. Like, you spend $40 on a dildo, another $80 on a ticket, only to shank the big throw and end up a sexual predator for the rest of your life. That's a tough Saturday, man. Alright. I did see this other thing where this guy was on Instagram, he's using the injury reports in the WNBA to track their menstrual cycles. And then he would bet against them when they went on their period. Yeah, this is fucked up, guys. We're all going to hell just for hearing about this. Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it existed either, and then I won $1,000. So,